All right, welcome into another edition of COVID Conversations. I'm David Kelly, pleased to be joined by Adrian Denny, the voice of the Tucson Roadrunners. A lot going on with the Coyotes as we got a new GM announced today, Bill Armstrong. And first, Adrian, just give me your thoughts on that move to bring in the assistant GM from the St. Louis Blues, who, as of this moment, are still the defending champions.
Yeah, that's what you get. He's a guy. He's won at 3 levels of play, including the American Hockey League, a championship from our league, a Stanley Cup championship, and that's what you look at when you're hiring a general manager. First thing that jumped out at everybody, he was the assistant general manager for the St. Louis Blues, as you said, last year when they won the Stanley Cup.
So now let's kind of get into some of the things. Obviously, there's going to be some organizational moves. There already have been today. It looks like, though, Steve Sullivan is going to remain in his position as the assistant GM for the Coyotes and the general manager for the Tucson Roadrunners. How will that continuity help in this transition?
Yeah, well, Steve was complimented by Javier Gutierrez, the Coyotes president and CEO today, on being the interim GM during the last couple months here. And obviously with Steve being the general manager in Tucson for the last 3 seasons, we've had a tremendous amount of success, winning 2 division championships in 3 seasons with him as our GM. He's always made a late season deal or two to keep us atop and primed going into the playoffs. He's a great guy, and we love having Steve around. So it's always fun to hear the president and CEO talking about your GM as glowingly as he did about Steve today a couple times.
What did you like most about what you saw from this Coyotes team in the postseason? Obviously, they got in. They had the huge first-round series win against Nashville. Things didn't obviously go as well in the Colorado series, but for them to get to that second-round berth was just a really great accomplishment for that team.
Yeah, they all came together as a group. They got phenomenal goaltending. And, playoff hockey's funny. You look at the first couple games against Colorado, they were both tied in the third period and couldn't quite get that extra goal. And, you go into game 3, you win that. And who knows what could have been, up 2-1, up 3-0 in the series. But that's playoff hockey. But you look at the guys that got some really big goals for them. Connor Garland, the familiar name to Roadrunners fans down here, got a big goal during the playoffs. But for a young team, being in the playoffs for the first time with this generation of Coyotes, winning a series, moving on, playing a really tough Colorado team, definitely a lot to build on. And we're really proud of what they did, winning that series and hanging in there against the Avalanche.
And speaking of goaltending, a huge raise for Adin Hill, who has spent 4 seasons playing goalkeeper here in Tucson and has been kind of on that trek from Phoenix back to Tucson to Phoenix. But now he's got what's called a one-way deal. That one-way being to Phoenix. That doesn't necessarily mean he won't be back in Tucson, but at least he's going to be paid like a big leaguer moving forward.
Yeah, what that one-way means is he gets the same salary regardless. On a 2-way deal, there's one salary with the Coyotes, one salary with the Roadrunners, and on the one-way, it's the same salary regardless. But Aiden's done a great job earning that contract. Really proud of him. He's split parts of the last 3 seasons with us and the Coyotes, and he's got him some big wins. Got him a couple big wins this year. Last year, remember, got 8 wins for that team that was really hanging in there and went through a lot of injuries top to bottom. But for us, seeing Aiden night in and night out, absolutely no doubt he's an NHL goalie. And while he was here, we knew that we were fortunate to have him with us, given his skill level and how much he's developed and what a great teammate he is. And congratulations to him on his new one-way.
Now, Adrian, obviously, if this was a more normal year, we'd be getting ready for some AHL hockey here in about the next 10 to 15 days, but that's not going to happen, obviously, in early October. The season projected to start in early December, but you guys are kind of starting to ramp up for this 5th season. We've seen you guys out doing some things in the community. How are you guys going to bridge that gap between, the beginning of October and the beginning of December when the guys will finally, hopefully, hit the ice?
Yeah, we're just trying to get out and do as much stuff as we can. We had the blood drive in July. At the beginning of August, late July as well, we handed out street hockey equipment to all the kids at the Reed Park Zoo. And here in September, we've got Dusty's Drive-In continuing. We're handing out face coverings and asking folks to bring canned food for the Community Food Bank of Southern Arizona. Had a really successful start with that last week at the El Pueblo Center on the south side. This week we'll be at Lincoln Park on the east side, and next week we'll be at the TCC. So we've got some really cool Roadrunners face coverings to hand out, and if folks are able, we'd love to continue to collect some canned food, and we had almost 500 that we got to the Community Food Bank today. In fact, it was picked up.
How are things going down at the arena? I've kind of been trying to steer clear of that area just because of all the construction, but are things starting to come along there?
Yeah, our offices are gone. There's a big hole in the ground. We moved right before the 4th of July, so it's a different look. A lot of exciting things. The hotel's going to be open within the next couple months. The new parking garage there, and you've seen the apartments going up, and our former space is going to be put to a lot of use as well. And we'll see what transpires there if they have another office for us. But we're very happy in the Presidio right now, a beautiful neighborhood in Tucson, and we're fortunate to have landed there with all the construction going on.
Adrian Denny, he is the voice of the Tucson Roadrunners. Adrian, as always, I appreciate you taking a few minutes today.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, and I also appreciate all of you out there for joining me for another edition of COVID Conversations.